These techniques and tips are...
We'll be reviewing the failed noob challenges in Season 2. Kennedy, do something productive, not destructive.
Well, I'm gonna chest do its normal thing.
Well done. Got it.
Yay! With a magazine containing a known amount of ammo. The entire video is available to watch here. Go. Wait a minute.
What's that on the ground right there?
That's called a magazine.
Yeah, I don't think that's supposed to be there. I mean, I don't know. You know how I am with rules and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that this
this thing?
was not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be somewhere inside of you, but not there.
No, inside the gun. Or not inside.
On you.
On me.
But not in the ground.
Yeah, like in a...
Yeah, like that.
Like that.
Hey everyone, I'm Baker and this is Kennedy, and welcome to Intuitive Defense. The video clip you just saw is the challenge we'll be going over in this episode of the coaching video series. We'll be reviewing the failed noob challenges in Season 2, determining what mistakes were made and the corrective actions that you can take to complete these challenges, helping you to become a more well-rounded shooter.
These techniques and tips are what we have learned and taught others in the past, so, you know, for some people, they might not work. But I'm willing to bet you that the vast majority of you will definitely benefit from these videos.
The format of these videos is that the shooter, Kennedy, will be a passive participant, only responding to the instructions or commands from the instructor, myself.
What that means is that the shooter, myself, won't take any action on their own as a new shooter should.
The reason I'm the instructor for this video is because I passed the challenge in the new video we are referencing, First Time Go. He did not. So it is up to me to help my friend become a better shooter by passing on my knowledge to him in order for him to beat the challenge the next time.
And with that being said, let's get on with it!
He drank a lot of pre-workout today and skipped the workout. Shooter, are you ready?
I am ready.
Good. Continue to stand by. Do something productive, not destructive.
Right.
Good.
Pro, not D.
Got it. All right. So the reason we are here on the range right now is because Kennedy failed his challenge. In other words, he is a failure. So go ahead and raise your non-firing hand. Downrange failure. Good. All right. So that's Kennedy. Today, we will be working the break time challenge, which is here on this form. And we will be using this form as a reference for the rest of this video, more specifically this challenge here on the range. The break time challenge is specific to what is known as administrative reload. Now, let's back up some and talk a little bit about reloads. There are two main types of reloads, a combat reload and an administrative reload. Although the purpose of them both is to reload the firearm, they are used differently. A combat reload is done when the firearm and ammunition feeding device, magazine, is completely out of ammunition. Kennedy covered combat reloading in episode 1 of this failed noob challenge coaching series, so I will not be going into depth on that skill point, but a link to that video should appear below. An administrative reload is done when there is a break, pause, or lull in a gunfight. The shooter would take their opportunity to exchange a magazine that is currently in the weapon but filled with an unknown amount of ammunition with a new magazine that is filled with a known amount of ammunition or a fully loaded magazine. Once the magazine exchange is complete, the shooter would find a location on their body and or gear to store the old magazine, the one that they just removed from their firearm that was filled with an unknown amount of ammunition. The shooter wants to retain this magazine in case it is needed later on. With a combat reload, the shooter lets the empty magazine fall to the ground. With an administrative reload, the shooter does not let the magazine fall to the ground because it still contains live ammunition. An administrative reload is more of a situation-dependent applied skill than a combat reload, but equally as important to practice. The real-world application for administrative reload is if you get into an extended gunfight and the opportunity presents itself for you, the shooter, to effectively and efficiently conduct an administrative reload, if all of a sudden you are thrust back into another gunfight, it is better to fight with a firearm that has a fully filled magazine rather than one that has an unknown amount of ammunition, especially if you don't count your shots from the previous fight. The reason I said earlier that administrative reload is more of a situational dependent applied skill is because it absolutely depends on the situation and or environment, and not something that every shooter will ever do or even need to do. Whereas if you own a magazine-fed firearm, at some point you will need to perform a combat-style reload due to an empty weapon, whether you are in your backyard plinking targets or on the range training. All right, so some key points for this challenge. Distance, 10-yard line. This will be a stationary challenge, no movement. We're only going to be using the 10-yard line. Loadout is 3 magazines with 2 live rounds in each one of them. The second live round is there so that the slide doesn't lock to the rear, and then it'll feed that next round and you'll be able to do administrative reload. Time, 14 seconds. Targets is only the silhouette steel plate, even though we have 3 targets up there. Kennedy's focus is on the middle target, the pink target. That's the only target we'll be using for this challenge. As talked about before, Kennedy failed this challenge in NOOB. So his failure was the fact that he let that magazine fall right to the ground instead of collecting it and placing it either in a magazine holder or somewhere on his body, like a pocket, waistband, or other places. Since he did not retain that magazine that still had ammunition in it, then the challenge was failed because that was part of the tasks laid out in the rules of this challenge, is to retain that magazine that you removed from the weapon. This challenge, like most of all the other NOOB challenges, is shooter initiated, meaning the individual doing the challenge, which is Kennedy for the situation, begins the challenge when they are ready using the command of stand by, go. If it is a time challenge, which this one is, the time will start on go. Lastly, we are using an iPhone timer to keep track of the time today. By all means, if you want to purchase a shot clock and can afford it and you want to be really accurate with your times, use one of those. But your phone will work just as fine if you just want to get the basic times. Since we want these challenges to be completed by everyone, we know that the majority of people have some type of phone that has a timer on it. The majority of people don't have a shot timer, so that's why we're using the phones. Also, Kennedy is really cheap and wouldn't spend the money to buy the shot timer.
I'm not wearing underwear.
And now you know that. Shooter, you ready?
Ready.
All right, I'm going to briefly cover some important topics of this challenge.
Okay.
When instructed, you will fill 3 magazines, 2 live rounds each. Total 3 magazines, 2 rounds each. On the command of go, which will be initiated by you, you will engage the pink silhouette target with 1 round. You will then perform an administrative reload, maintaining possession of the magazine that's coming out of the weapon, stowing it somewhere on your body or on your gear, and replacing that magazine with a fresh magazine, push back out, re-engage that target with 1 more round, and then do the same thing for that 3rd magazine.
Got it.
All right. You need to have 3 hits on the target. It's a timed event. You have 14 seconds to do this event. So
I got that.
All the time in the world.
Yeah.
As long as you get it done in 14 seconds
Right.
or less. Yep.
Got it. Makes sense.
Once you're finished, unload, show, clear, and then we'll head to the table. Any questions or anything?
I do not have any questions related to this challenge.
Good deal. Let's go ahead and put on our ear pro.
Yay!
Although hearing is not great.
Looking to try to keep
It's
as much
still
of it
there?
as possible. Yep. Yeah.
We want to be able to hear things in the future.
You know what? I'm even going to turn on my electronic ear pro.
It might match the microphone.
I'm going to turn off my electronic ear pro.
All right. Go ahead and fill 3 magazines, 2 live rounds each.
Got it.
I will get my handy dandy Apple shot timer.
Your Apple shot timer?
Yeah, also known as an iPhone.
Is that it? Does it time Apple shots?
Yep.
What's an Apple shot?
Oh no.
Oh, you're dropping stuff.
How's that going for you?
It's going good. I'm on the 3rd one.
Good. As you can see, there's a technique to loading magazines. Everybody's technique might be a little bit different, but we all have our own way of doing.
Yeah, I got the Nosachowski method.
Which is?
The exact same method everybody uses, but with a different name.
There you go.
I'm an
Knowledge is
innovator.
power. All right. Good to go? Go ahead and load.
Yeah.
Return to the holster. And then you start the challenge on the command of go when you are ready.
Got it. All right, here we go. Stand by, and go. One thing to notice here is that, due to my small hand size, I have to rotate the gun in my grip in order to activate the magazine release. This is not an ideal since the barrel of my firearm is not pointing at my target and could potentially be flagging a teammate during reload. But keep in mind, I've practiced this movement a lot, as well as positioning myself to not be a danger to teammates during reloads. All in all, this goes to show you that despite being smaller than most, training has helped me overcome this problem. Here we see me placing the partially loaded magazine back into my magazine holder due to a lack of a dump pouch. I could be placing the used magazine in just about anything though. Pocket, inside my shirt, etc. As long as you retain it somehow, you're still in line with the training. But we all know where I really want to put it. God damn it, Baker! And this is where our training videos really come into their usefulness. Even though I've been part of the training video that emphasized extending your pointer finger along the side of your magazine during reload, as you can see here, I did not. And without recording this particular training, I would have never known that. Teaching a superior way of doing things is great, but if you don't follow it, nobody else will either. I'm pausing here just to remind everyone that the heel of the palm strike against the base plate of the magazine, once it's inserted, is an important aspect to reloading, especially an administrative reload. Since a magazine is full, when you insert it into the magazine well of a pistol where the slide isn't locked back, there is a real possibility the magazine doesn't lock in place, due to the rounds being under pressure from the compressed spring of the magazine. So, give it a firm whack, like Kennedy gives his Ewok-shaped love doll. God damn it, Baker! I'm not an Ewok, dude! Alright, let's see this particular challenge in real time. Almost did it. Did you see that?
Almost let it fall to the ground. Unload, show clear. Yep, good to go. Slide forward, holster.
Bullet.
Nice. The time to beat was 14 seconds. You did it in 12:23. Stand still for a second. There we go. All right.
I'm gonna let my chest do its normal thing.
Well done.
As opposed to constantly holding it down.
You've already picked up your magazines?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
I
High
have
five.
retained all my magazines.
I went low, you went high.
I did.
I wasn't expecting you to go high.
I was expecting
weren't
you to
expecting
do
me
the
to go
normal
low.
thing of, yeah. So we try.
Do it again. God damn it. Let's
I
just
did-
meet in the middle.
Okay. Hey!
Got it.
Yay! Administrative reloads are often overlooked when compared to combat reloads, or also known as immediate action reloads, but are no less important as a skill to practice with. A magazine with one round in it means your firearm is operational, but is considerably less operational than with a magazine containing 16 more rounds. Ultimately, administrative reloads are a way to trade a magazine with an unknown amount of ammunition with a magazine containing a known amount of ammunition.
Having the presence of mind to change your magazine in a sustained gunfight or competition allows you to control your environmental considerations, giving you one less thing to worry about.
The things that most non-professional or non-competition shooters focus on are usually the three things you need to accurately hit a target: stance of grip, sights, and trigger squeeze, and that's about it. Unfortunately, that leaves a lot of essential aspects of shooting out, most of which can mean the difference between losing a competition or losing your life.
So, we here at Intuitive Defense, that's us, try and bring these topics to life in an interesting and educational manner without boring everyone to tears, which looks like that. And today's episode, focusing on the very important aspect of situational awareness, is our effort to get as many people as possible aware of how important it is to be mindful of what's going on around you and what you have control of. We do this in the simplest and most effective manner as possible. At least we think we can.
I think so. And who knows more about having one less thing to worry about than the Coast Guard? Those guys and girls are running around on a leaky tugboat, securing the coastlines of the United States, worried about being bowled overboard by a rogue wave or those angry octopuses I'm always hearing about. Exactly.
Scary
Fighting
stuff.
off tentacles.
But in all seriousness,
Oh.
we're just joking here.
Yeah.
So we're thankful for the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
But we chose a challenge that one of us failed in Season 2. If there are other challenges from Noob Season 2 that you would like to see broken down into winning strategies or other problems you might have personally with shooting, let us know in the comment section and we will do our best to address it.
This coaching video specifically focuses on the failed noob challenge from season 2, episode 7. But the entire video is available to watch here. It's up there. Video description down here. Video.
To see all the challenges from Noob Season 2, visit intuitivedefense.com and click on the Articles tab at the top of the website. Then scroll down to the subject list on the right side and look for the word Noob. Click on that and you'll be good to go.
Although we've covered some important information in this video, the most important part is training. If you're interested in training with us, me and Baker all hanging out, rubbing elbows and shooting stuff, check out our list of training courses on the Intuitive Defense website, linked in the description
above.
Below.
Just where the other one
description below, video up top.
We're just going to start putting them right there on the side. Well, that's it for this episode. Tune in next time for the next installment of Noob, the coaching series.
See you later.
Bye.
Hey, have fun and eat your cereal. And don't put the cereal in the milk, put the milk in the cereal, because those people are crazy. You can't let them near guns, so don't be that guy.
What if it's supper time?
You don't eat cereal for supper time.
Exactly.
That's what children do.
But you never specified when to eat
I didn't say that
cereal.
You shouldn't eat cereal at supper time. I said that's what children do. So if you want to do that and be a child, that's fine. I know what children do. I'm shaped like one. It's kind of inherent to my DNA.
So
I fight against those childish
you eat
urges.
cereal for dinner?
I fight against it, which is how I know it's for children. If it's what I want to do, it's what children want to do typically.
I saw you dipping into your Ziploc bag full of Cheerios last night at supper.
This is not the tiny person you are looking for. Hey, it worked. Bye.